Hey, it's Jacob. Welcome to this new video. Today I want to talk about jargon and basically some of the mistakes that people are making when they're learning jargon and learning the wrong things. I'm going to start with like a story that actually happened in one of the companies that I worked with. So basically I'm going to talk about like a few people here. Let's say we are in a meeting and we have like a few technical people. So these are the technical people, and here, this is the CTO, right? So the reason why the CTO looks confused here is because of the jargon that those people here they are using, right? So they're basically talking in a they're like this is gibberish and we don't understand what they're saying. They're being very technical and they're talking in like their terms, and they know actually like what it is about, right? They know what they're referring to. They know those abbreviations. They know all of that, and they don't realize that most people, well, they don't have that type of training. And this training is part of the company, right? Like that's just what they've been working on that for like years, and that's they came up with like abbreviations upon abbreviations upon abbreviations, and so after a while, there is a gap that start to be created, right? Like a delta here, and the delta keeps growing and keeps getting like worse and worse, and people don't realize that basically like the way they come off like relative to the CTO is, yeah, maybe like they I mean, they don't. The CTO doesn't understand anything that they're talking about, and the CTO actually said it during the meeting. He said like, "Well, you guys are talking with your words here. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but he kind of checked out, is what I'm saying." So that actually comes from the fact that these people here sometimes it might makes people feel good to come up with abbreviations and jargon, specifically because it makes them more difficult to be understood. And there is a few things that happens when you when you do that, because your ego gets you get a boost in your ego basically, because you feel a little bit smarter, right? But no one can understand what I'm talking about. So that must mean that I'm smarter than other people, right? When in fact you're just like making very very simple concepts very complicated, and it's like that's sure you can do that, but it's counterproductive to the company, but it's a benefit for them. So for them, that's a good thing to do. So it's actually like the company should be like imposing those types of rules where like you don't create new abbreviations, you don't create jargon. It should make things very complicated, uh, uh, where you should not make things more complicated, right? But if that's not imposed in the company, that's something natural that is going to emerge basically, because again, like that's a benefit for those people, right? Benefit because they look smart. There is another thing that is going on also. It's a protection against like people judging them, because if you don't understand someone, you can judge that person. You don't know actually like how smart they are, because you don't understand what they are saying. So maybe they are very dumb, but like you can get protected, and it's very very easy to protect yourself when you're talking in a different language basically. So that's why like those types of behavior emerge, and that's kind of like what happened in terms of AI, right? Like people have been like making things more and more complicated, using more and more abbreviations, and it makes, even though we don't need it, the thing is maybe that can be useful for like that's good when you're talking to people that are doing that every day, and they don't have issues understanding each other's, because like let's say you just bring like one abbreviation per week, for example. Well, it's very very slow progress towards like a very big vocabulary. You're inventing a new language, but like it takes a long time. Now if you are doing that, if someone comes in then it's just going to be extremely overwhelming. So that's kind of like the point I'm trying to make also. Like, if you feel like you're overwhelmed by the jargon, that's not your fault. That's basically because of this phenomenon happening. And that's actually the exact same thing that is happening in those types of company here. Because I actually talked with the CTO, CEO, and asked them, like, because they seem to have trouble like recruiting in terms of they didn't want to recruit too many people. And then I asked, like, why don't you want to recruit more people? You need it, and then they can solve the problem. In this context, I'm not telling you all the details, but it was helpful to recruit more people. And they told me, well, it takes months to train people. I was like, what? Why would it take months to train people if you just hire people that are that have the skills, right? And then I realized, because I asked that question when I didn't know that dynamic was happening. And then I realized that's the reason, like, because they are using too many things. Like, they're just doing things that are very specific to the company. They're building new complicated unnecessary language or tools, or they're overly complicating simple things. Then it makes it like impossible for someone new to get started. Let me tell you, like, I've been to companies where I came in and then I could work like right away, like, because those types of things were not happening. This is what should be the case. When you have the skills, you should be able to work in like any company or any type of things without that much training. Of course, you need to get familiar with the project. Of course, you need to know a few things, but it shouldn't take like months and months and months before like getting started or before like being able to be useful. But like, again, that's a benefit for these people, because like they can be replaced easily either. So that's why like there is a very this is very advantageous for those people. So we need to understand that this is happening, and this is basically like one of the easiest thing we could do is just make sure that these types of things are not happening, so that you get the training. But it requires to get to the root cause of the problem, and the root cause of the problem is that it's not that complicated. It shouldn't be that complicated to understand something. So the jargon, the abbreviations, the weird complicated words, or the weird things that we need to know in order to get started, we need to identify when that's happening and get away from that and learn from something like different. So if you have been like learning from people like that, make sure that you're not falling into that trap. And if those jargon words, like, make sure that this is not something that are going to prevent you from moving forward a lot faster. So that's kind of the point of this video. I just wanted to make sure that you're not like getting slower just because of that. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.